Hi, I'm Andrew, and today we're going to play What's in My Severin Films Bag. So this is the part of the video where I make a face, and this will be like the thumbnail or whatever for the video. I'm going to put it by my face and go, no, wait, it should be like, okay, that's good. Anyway, so I bought these at Days of the Dead Atlanta convention, which happened this past weekend, Saturday, February the 21st, 2026. I always go by their table. I think that TerraVision had one too, but there's always a lot of guys around it who just want to talk about movies to the vendor instead of actually maybe buying one. But I just want to go and get movies and get deals on movies that otherwise would cost me a full price plus shipping if I bought them online. And so that's what I did. I grabbed a couple and talked to the guy. He was very nice. So I want to show you the movies that I got. So let's do this. I'm going to do them in order of when they came out. So the first one is Hell of the Living Dead. This is one that is by Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso. Bruno Mattei, I like. He made Rats, Night of Terror, and he made Women's Prison Massacre, and some other stuff too. This is not my favorite by him, but it is, if you like Italian zombie movies where like people's skin gets like bitten off and it's all chunky and gross and gory, this is a very gory movie. It's just a little frustrating to watch because the people are constantly making very stupid decisions. Hold on, this may be the thing. Okay, this is a 4K and Blu-ray and has the soundtrack. If you're wondering whether or not you've seen this one before, it's also been released under the title of Zombie Night Virus or Night of the Zombies or Zombie Creeping Flesh. But this is, they've got one disc is the 4K restoration, which looks great. And then they've got the Blu-ray of the restoration as well. It has a ton of bonus features on it. And then you get the soundtrack, which is kind of, you know, Goblin that does the Dario Argento movies. So it's like a rockin' synth-based, you know, very, very 70s Italian movie music. But this is about like very much like a ripoff of Dawn of the Dead. And the zombies have the blue faces. And you have the military in there that's like trigger happy. And but what you also get is, oh gosh, what's her name? She was so good in this. Come on. Does it even, Margie Newton. So she was picked for the movie because, and there's an interview with her on here too. It's very good. There's an archival interview with Bruno Mattei also. But he talks about like horror movies in general, really. But so she was a college student who had just done like modeling, and they picked her out for this movie because she was blonde and she would appeal to an international audience. It's supposed to be Papua New Guinea where this movie takes place, but it's really Barcelona. So you have like Spanish-speaking actors and Italian actors all together. So you watch the dub, it's in Italian, but clearly the voices of the Spanish-speaking actors still don't match. But there's the English dub also. But in her interview, she said she's a horror movie fan, so she knew what to do. So for most of the movie, she's got her eyes wide open, screaming, standing there, like right here, where she's got the blood on her face. There was a guy who is like crushed or like is eaten by zombies going up on an elevator, kind of like the guy in Day of the Dead, maybe. But this is from 1980, so. But anyway, the blood starts raining down, and instead of like running away or whatever, she sticks her head up and just so if that's kind of stuff doesn't bother you, this is a really like good movie to watch, especially because if you like Dawn of the Dead, you get like more like gory. It would be great like to play like right after that maybe. And so all this stuff is from the movie, this makeup of this guy with the scary zombie face and everything. So even the cover kind of looks like Dawn of the Dead. But anyway, yeah, it's a 3-disc. So there's that one. And then it also has a zombie creeping flesh. You can flip over this sleeve. But here's the, yeah, Hell of the Living Dead. Eyeball popping out, like that also happens in the movie. I'm not going to tell you who it happens to. Okay, so the next one is called Adam and Eve. So even though this, like, the Severin does, like the Emmanuel movies and stuff like that too, you know that those movies sometimes cross over into horror. And the reason why I picked up Adam and Eve was because on the back it says, not shearer, cinematic insanity, parts that may or may not have been in the Bible, dinosaurs, a bear attack, cannibals bashing people's brains in. I see cannibals and I'm just like, okay, you know? So would this have been one that I would want maybe for my collection? It's hard to say because on the one hand you get, you know what I need to do, just stop like worrying about this, covering this up. Let's look at Andrea Goldman instead. This only has an interview with the editor, and it has a trailer, and that's it. But you do get a restored version of a movie that, according to Severin, was like severely damaged. The original negatives were severely damaged, or the print that they had, or whatever. So this is incredible because the movie looks beautiful. It's extremely well shot, and you know that Hell of the Living Dead was too. When you see these movies restored, if they were competently made, like shot by people who are really professional, the movies look absolutely gorgeous. And so this movie is wild because it's like the story, the mythology of Adam and Eve, who were supposed to have been, according to the Christian mythology, is the first two people on Earth. But what's wild about this is there's other people that they encounter. And there's also, here you go. There it is. 1 disc on this one. They encounter like these native folks that are painted green, and they all wear the loincloths and stuff. There's a lot of loincloth going on in this movie, although you do get the first, like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, where Goldman and her co-star, who sadly, this fellow, Mark Gregory, he passed away. They don't know what happened to Andrea Goldman because this is the only movie she ever did. So to me, that made it super interesting as well. But yeah, there's so much stock footage in this. I would say the movie is probably like 30 to 40% stock footage, maybe even more, of like animals and stuff, and also there's some stop motion that I think they also maybe stole from another place. There's a prehistoric bird that they fight, and it's just about them kind of learning to survive on Earth. And then like all the other people they encounter, which I guess were created at some point. Like, don't use your brain too much, just kind of enjoy this. So not a lot happens, but it's very weird. And the cannibals, they all look like Captain Caveman, the cartoon character. And yeah, they have these big, like, giant bones or sticks, and so there's like fighting between the green people and the Captain Caveman people, and yeah, they're shown eating folks. Hell of the Living Dead back there's ultra gory. This is really kind of defies categorization. Again, fun for a one-time watch, but unless you're a collector of just bizarre Italian movies, I think this one is from '83. I couldn't necessarily see why you would want in your collection other than it's a fantastic restoration, and Andrea Goldman, fascinating. I wonder where she is. I hope she's okay. I hope she knows that her movie's being appreciated now in her role there as Eve. All right. Last but certainly not least, we are going to talk about Threads. This I got for $10 at the table. Threads is, for the people that know, a one and done, which means that it's known for being one of the most disturbing movies ever made, and watching it once in your lifetime is probably enough. For some people, probably too much. It wouldn't surprise me to know that some people maybe can't finish it. Why? This movie was made in 1984. It was originally broadcast on British Broadcasting Company, the BBC Two. And so that's like a major network in the UK. And this movie is a realistic, almost documentary style depiction of, like, the first hour of the movie is just getting to know people in this British town and seeing all the different things that they do and have dramas going on in their life. And then nuclear threat breaks out. At the almost 1 hour mark, nuclear bomb hits. And there's all the panic and prep leading up to it. It's very intense. And then once the bomb hits, you get almost a full hour after that, or maybe a full hour after that, because it's almost a 2-hour movie, of showing like all the destruction, everything that happens to people. This was like extremely well researched. I think the director of this may have done a real like documentary before this about what would happen to people if a nuke were to hit. And you're talking like, 50 megatons or 300 megatons. I don't remember what it is, but they're hit by more than one missile. And it's harrowing. It's so bleak and downbeat. Not fun to watch at all. I think even for people that want like extreme film, this isn't what that is. This is more of just like soul-crushing, realistically depicted drama. I was a kid in the 80s when, in America, we had a movie called The Day After that was a made-for-TV movie from ABC. But they were really worried about like freaking people out too bad and disturbing children that may be watching. So they really cut like a lot out of that movie. This one didn't. This pulls absolutely no punches. So if you want to know some of the things that you see in this, you see people like burning alive. You see charred corpses. You see like photos that look like they're out of maybe the Holocaust. You see people sick, puking, coughing, crying, losing their loved ones, just blood-covered, screaming, and trying to do anything to survive. There's people bashing open cans with hammers. It's just unrelenting. And so I rewatched it just because I'd seen it a long time ago, because I'd heard it was like one of the most disturbing movies ever made. I definitely that fits, but I would call this the scariest horror movie of the 1980s, period. Because it seems so real and it's done so realistically. And the effects are still great and they're still frightening. The documentary style, which it's got like a dramatic narrative, so you do have actors and everything, but they're still all so good. And it's just, I feel like the people on YouTube do these like iceberg videos where they're like, oh, the most disturbing movies ever made. And they're like, Threads is kind of mid. Look, it all comes down to what you find disturbing, but man. So this disc from Severin has a bunch of interviews on it. And so you've got like commentary by the director, and you've got some heavy hitters involved with the production as well. Kayla Janice is one of the people that interviews him on the commentary. There's interviews with the actor, the director of photography, the production designer, talking about some of the models that they made, showing things explode, but also stock footage of real things blowing up was shown as well, and real bombs. And then one of the authors that I really like, Stephen Thrower, who made the incredible have-to-have-it book, Nightmare USA, that you could like actually probably kill someone with. It's humongous and totally worth the price. But Stephen Thrower is a British author. He goes on about threads and just kind of puts it in context. And so this is great just to have. Do you need to watch it if you've seen it already? You don't have to. Just watch the bonus features or listen to the commentary. But I went ahead and just woke up early this morning and I was like, maybe I'll make a video. And then I was like, haven't seen Threads since the first watch. At the time I was young and I was maybe just looking for extreme content, but sitting with it, all that paranoia, all that fear of, getting nuked, it's still real. It's probably just as real now as it was in the 80s between the tensions between the United States and Russia at that time. And so, not necessarily a recommendation. Anyway, so thank you for watching this. I'm going to one more time put everything on the screen so you can see all the little movies. And thanks again for the people at the Severin table were so cool. The guy there was so cool. Here you go. Little Andrea there. Very sad about the guy from Adam and Eve. He was a really good actor. And then you get some... Anyway. That's it. Thanks for watching.